All right, everybody, we're gonna be watching Expensive Bikes Fall to Pieces by MotoStars. Okay, remember, we're gonna be trying to figure out what happened, how it happened, and do better. Smart Rider Drill booklet is 20% off. Check it out in the store. Anyways, lane filtering.
Safely, but for some reason the writer decided to react
Moto
in the worst
Chiz.
possible way.
Don't get mad. Ooh. Come on, man. Right? I'd be feeling the same thing. It's like, maybe they're not friends, they don't know each other, but then you're right behind him, and then he does that. For whatever reason, I don't know. There's plenty of room. He obviously was able to make it through. Anger problem, right? Anger problem. And then, of course, we're over there like, wasn't me. A little bit awkward. A little bit awkward. And real quick, before we even get into that, we talked about this before we started. So this is the new book that's coming out. Okay, the safety checklist is something that we're adding into it. So the state of mind, okay? Are you mentally prepared and alert? Are you free from distraction, stress, and emotional factors that could affect your focus? I mean, this guy was probably really angry when he started his ride. And so now any slight thing that he might think that that can affect him, he gets super defensive. And then now we're going to start having these outbursts. Don't do that, guys. So remember, state of mind, assuming upcoming risks. How's your fitness for the ride? Did you do an equipment check? And your tires and controls doing well? I mean, is there any damage to any of that stuff? So let's go ahead and get this out of there. But that's going to be the new book. Let's go ahead and move on. We shared it before the class, so here we go. Crest of the hill, can't see what's around the corner. Okay, got some road surface, not a big deal, but we have that's what it looks like as a car driver. Let's go back to that. There's always something we can pull from these things. This is pretend you're in a car and this is your windshield. You have your dash right here. You don't see that motorcycle rider. The car driver does not see that motorcycle rider until the last second. Such a small object, especially with shades and everything. So put yourself in the perspective of a car driver. Now go ahead and put yourself back in the perspective of you as a rider turning left in front of somebody. Why do you think we get hit? This is the view that car drivers see. So be aware of that when you're making your left-handed turns and get through that turn as quick as possible. Also, it doesn't help that this guy's going 161. Probably kilometers, but you don't see that until last second. Don't see that until last second. Very lucky. Very lucky. That would have been, both of them would have been severely injured or dead from that. If it was a car driver, just a crumple zone, that motorcyclist would have been dead. All right, so we're having fun here. Hopefully don't hit a little bit of a low side. So he's walking wounded, not a big deal. Make sure you remain calm, ensure your own safety. You don't get hit. There you go. Doesn't look like there's any major bleeds. Seems to be fine. Moving everything over, help him out. Make sure it's in neutral or pulling the clutch so you can actually move it. Sometimes you're not thinking after something like this. You're just embarrassed and you want to get it out of there. All right, here we go. Oh! Ouch. Ouch. I wonder if that hurt. So not much when it comes to motorcycle jackets to prevent the front end getting impacted.
Hey, man.
But let's take a look at what the gear could have helped out with, okay? So wear the gear you want to wear. We got full gauntlet gloves. We have a full face helmet. We don't have motorcycle pants or jacket or anything like that. So, or shoes. So there's that first initial flop of the foot. Okay, and it was a panic brake, right? You guys got that too, right? We slammed the brakes, probably at an intersection. This could happen. So we put our feet out. There's our right knee. So when we're talking about mechanism of injury, so we can have a potential knee injury right there, patellar break or anything with the tib fib, maybe even the very end of the femur. So we have our hands coming out. Don't touch my head. Got our hands coming out. So thankfully we have gloves, right? Because we're going to have possible road rash without gloves. So maybe a little bit of a protection there. But that's a natural instinct of the body right there to do that. So we got our left knee now. And then we have our chesticles. But let's get out of the way, Daniel. Come on. We have our chesticles. And then we have our face. So this is why we have a full face helmet for that chin bar. Because imagine without that chin bar, broken teeth, broken jaw, lacerated tongue, jacked up face, like maybe a hole in your chin. I've seen that before. And there's that impact. So this is why we wear full gear, everybody, just in case we panic brake, something happens, oil on the ground, whatever it was. Not good, but wear full gear. Able to probably walk away from that, not go to the hospital because of that helmet at least. All right, so we are riding on the shoulder.
Risky idea, and the result was not long.
It's kind of risky.
The driver didn't make sure.
I'd probably do it too,
Way.
just because. Ooh, oh no. They weren't anticipating, so they didn't look through the mirror. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, why did they check the mirror? Why? Why would that truck driver check the mirror for the shoulder? There's no reason to. So in that situation, learning how to actually brake is really important. Being able to apply some really good progressive braking and not panicking is really important. Of course, you're going to be mad and you start blaming, but the goal is to not be defensive, because once you get defensive, you start having issues. Because then you're like, well, you're not going to learn. It's best to learn from your own mistakes and what you can control. And then the situation at hand, it's like now we know in that situation people can do that.
I had this camera on too.
He's got a Cardo Pack Dog Bold. I think that's a black. Great thing. Link in description for a discount. Okay, we're having... Oh, this is like a common area, right? Right in the comments where this is at, because this is what typically happens on that corner. Why do people still park their bikes on that corner? This is probably like the 10th, 12th, that I recognize that. 15th low side into other people's bikes. Right? Anybody, I mean, I see that all the time. All the time. So we're coming up to here. And there's always a low side. And then guess what? There goes some bikes. Oof. Ouch. Yeah, we gotta rescue him now.
Don't move, don't move, don't move.
Hopefully you have a rescue pack. All right, Sundown Car Club. Accident. Okay, what kind of accident are we gonna have here? Oh, left ankle, left leg, sliding on the hip. There it is. Look at that. So he's a little bit of, not big of a limp. Maybe he's not feeling the pain yet. Not feeling the pain yet. The shoe ripped up or his ankle's twisted. Let's take a look. So when we're talking about mechanism of injury here, so we're gonna fall on our left side. Okay, we have intact pants right now. And there's that left side. So mechanism of injury, when we can see or at least put together what a crash scene looks like if there's damage to the left side of a bike, more than likely that's where the impact was. So we know that our leg is on the left side, right? If we see somebody that with like torn up gear on just the left side, we know there's probably injuries on the left side. And that's the whole thing about mechanism of injuries, that we can kind of see what causes the accident, and then we can start determining what kind of care we can do. But we want to do a full assessment, but we can start to determine, where's the major injuries. So very quickly, just ripped it up. This is why we have motorcycle specific pants, not these khakis and chinos when we're out riding. We want to wear actual motorcycle specific pants because they're abrasion resistant if they're quality. So there's a little bit of a... He's holding it in. He's not screaming. He's not yelling and having an emotional reaction. Solving the problem. So he's got a motorcycle jacket. So it completely ripped open those pants. And the shoe is probably just destroyed, too. That's why we have motorcycle boots. And I like to have boots. These are a little bit high tops, but I like to have boots that are also high, and they have they have protection for the ankle and a little bit of protection for the bottom of your tib fib. This is not enough protection at all because that bike's slamming down on it. And then another thing is that I've seen with kids and bicycles is that they'll get impaled by their brake levers on their handlebars. So, I mean, how easy do you think it could have been to have like a peg and a shifter? I think the shifter's right there. Go into the side of your leg. Pretty easy. And hopefully it could have been mitigated with actual gear. All right, here we go. Can't see much, but that's fine. He looks like he's recording, and we're in inception mode right here. So here we go. Oh, side of the vehicle, a little Tesla. It's going to move out. It looks like they're going to stop, but a little bit freaky. It looks like they weren't going to. Swerve back.
At 100 miles an hour.
Good these out. Part of being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment. And those were earplugs. I wanted to protect my hearing because once you lose it, you don't get it back. So let's start off with the stuff that I think is most important. It's going to be a helmet, a full face helmet. We do have some 3/4 helmets back here. There's no chin guard on that, so making sure that we do have a chin guard because most of the impacts that we do have on our head is going to be in our face. And tell you what, you want to have a jaw, you want to have a face, you want to be able to eat, breathe, and everything else there. So make sure you get a helmet. ECE standard in the United States, you have was the DOT. It's nothing too impressive. I like the ECE just because that is a pre-market testing. So before the helmets can actually go onto the market, they test it. DOT is aftermarket, and they don't really get around to a lot of the helmets. So you're kind of hoping. So anyways, get yourself a full face helmet. We use Cardo Pack Talk bolts and edges here so we can communicate with each other. But helmets, there you go.